I thought, wait a second, the Sony ZV-E1 is having overheating problems as well. Is this a fix for all of the overheating problems with the ZV series of cameras in Sony? And I think yes. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Francois, the Image Eye. I'm actually thinking about changing that name. So why don't you give me some suggestions as to what the name of my channel should be before I get too big. Maybe I should just leave it Francois, but my primary channel, the name is actually Francois Mark. So anyways, if you have some ideas about what I should do to change my channel's name, then please let me know. Anyways, I'm fresh off of a trip to the countryside where I went to a Netflix studio to see the studio where they filmed the Netflix series Sunshine, or Mr. Sunshine, and it was a great trip. I really needed to get out of Seoul. I needed to get out of the city and kind of refresh myself in the sunlight. Now is the time in Korea where we are changing from spring to summer. And actually, usually in Korea, there isn't a very big adjustment period between spring and summer. It just kind of jumps from like early spring to like really muggy and humid summer. Right now, we are beginning to be in that muggy, humid summertime. When I went to the countryside, I took two cameras with me. I took with me the Sony ZV-1 and I took with me the Sony A7 IV. A7 IV for photography, ZV-1 for vlogging. Sure wish I had 300 subscribers so I could go ahead and buy that Sony ZV-E1. Wink, wink, 300 subscribers, wink, wink, and I'll also buy a drone. When I went to the countryside, the weather was perfect. I love hot weather. I really love hot weather. And the weather was about 78 degrees Fahrenheit when I arrived, but as I continued to walk around the studio, it got really hot, as you can see in this video.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, it's super hot out here. I mean, I'm loving the hot weather, but I didn't think it was gonna be this hot.
And after walking around for a bit, I noticed that my Sony ZV-1 got kind of hot. And usually I don't pay attention to my Sony ZV-1 getting hot because I take short bursts of film. But this time it got really hot because I was out in the middle of the sun and I was recording, not for that long of a period of time, but I was recording for pretty long time. I was shooting in 4K 30. So, you know, the ZV-1 is very small, so 4K 30 is a big stress on this little body. When I was filming, I was looking for a way to, continue to film and to let the camera cool at the same time without having to lose the daylight, without having to lose the time that I was spending there. So I just thought about my times working at my grandfather's mechanic shop. Something just popped into my head that I knew that I knew, but I had forgot that I knew this, if that makes any kind of sense. An epistemological question. While I was walking around looking for a place to rest, I thought like, usually when cars come in to my grandfather's tire shop, I don't know what made me think of this, but when the cars would come into my grandfather's mechanic shop and there would be problems under the hood, the first thing we would do is ask the customer or client to pop the hood so we could see what was going on. There was a problem with the internals. So whenever you open the hood, you can see what's going on with the internals. Usually, there is a problem with the radiator, or there's battery, or there's a problem with the oil. It's always those three things. What if I applied that knowledge, that institutional knowledge, to my current situation, which is me walking around with this very hot ZV-1. So what I did was something very simple, and I didn't know if it would work or not, but in life you always try and you never know what you're gonna get. Sounds like Forrest Gump or something. You can see here, this is the ZV-1. So I was walking around, the battery or the camera body was very hot. I saw the temperature icon pop up on the screen. So what I did was I just opened the battery part. I opened the battery part, and as you can see here, there is a blue clip thing here which keeps the battery inside, so you don't need to worry about the battery falling out. But I opened the battery cage just like this, and I kept the ZV-1 on my selfie stick, and I just walked around. And guess what? The overheating light went off. The camera wasn't hot anymore, and of course I had the screen open like that to help dissipate some of the heat. I thought, wait a second, the Sony ZV-E1 is having overheating problems as well. Is this a fix for all of the overheating problems with the ZV series of cameras in Sony? And I think yes, this is a fix. So if you are out in the field and you have your ZV1 or ZV-E1 or your ZV-E10 and the battery or the camera is overheating, why don't you try to just open the battery pack and let the battery and the camera cool while you're still filming, and there shouldn't be any kind of problems if you have the cage or a selfie stick mounted in the proper location. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and share that with you. This is an easy fix for your overheating issues with any of the cameras in the ZV series. So I hope this presentation gave you some value, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please, 300 subscribers, I'll go out and buy the Sony ZV-E1. All right guys, take care, love you, peace.